Welcome back to the Current Electric High School Football State Championship Preview Show presented by Cannon and Duffy. I am Mike McGivern. We're just minutes away from kickoff as Catholic Memorial takes on Notre Dame for the Division III state title game, followed at 1 o'clock for the Division II game between Slinger and Rice, and then 4 o'clock the Big Boys play Division I state championship game between Muskego and Bay Port. Speaking of Bayport, Pirates are 11-2 overall. They finished second in the North Division of the Fox River Classic Conference, and they are coached by Steven Jorgensen. Bayport, they went on to beat DC Everest 34-27 to get to play in this game at Camp Randall. Bayport's been in the finals one other time in 2019 and lost 21-10. Who did they lose to? Yeah, you guessed it, the Muskego Warriors. We're now joined by Michael Whitlow. He's a prep sports writer for the Journal-Sentinel and JS Online. That's where I read all his stuff, and he is really good. Michael, thanks a lot for coming back. Let's talk a little bit about Muskego. I know that neither one of us had them going this far in our brackets. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I did not see them not only getting past an elite team in Franklin, but going all the way to Madison. I did not have that at all.
No, I didn't either. And it's interesting because they kept it pretty quiet. That stretch they had in the middle where they struggled to put points up, they had 5 of their starting offensive players and key players, best left tackle, their best running back, best tight end, all injured, and they're getting healthy. And that's not great for Bayport, I can tell you that. Talking to Coach Krause, he said, look, we felt like we were playing really good in the beginning when we had all our guys, we were 3-0. And then we went through that stretch, and he said, we learned a lot about each other. We learned that we had a little bit more depth than maybe we thought. Some guys stepped up and filled some roles, but we're kind of back playing Muskego football. And I don't know your prediction, who you like in this finals, but I think they're going to be a really tough out.
Yeah, it's funny. We talked about with CMH. I actually picked against them. I took Notre Dame. I actually took Muskego in this game. I really like the brand of football they're playing right now because they've been able to outscore teams. You know, they hung 40 plus on Franklin, but they've also won rock fights. You know, they beat Nina 21-7. So I mean, they've been able to win different styles of games. You know, they had a rock fight with their traveling crossbar or traveling crowbar. I'm sorry. The rivalry there with McGuanago, they beat them 16-14. They've been able to win games in different ways, which is kind of what you have to do in the playoffs.
What's the over-under and how many times they throw the ball at Camp Randall? I put it at 4. If I put it at 4, are you going over or under on that?
Honestly, Mike, I'll say this: if the Muskego win, it's under. If they go over, they might be in trouble.
Yeah,
because that's just not what they do, as you know.
No.
But I think with Jack Lapis back, I think the key to their offense, and not only is staying healthy, obviously, but I think Jackson Yemick could be a groundbreaking, playmaker for them that could really make a difference. He's only had, I think I looked at his numbers. He had 41 total carries in their first 4 games. He had 300-yard games. He's been awesome for them. He's been their game breaker.
Yeah, and what they run is so difficult sometimes to get prepared for. If you haven't seen it throughout the year, and in 1 week or even less than a week, you have to get prepared for what they run. It's a very difficult offense. Now, very few teams run it anymore, but Krause's not getting away from it. I think one game they had 6 throws. I started calling him Air Krause, and he said, "Man, that's not me at all." Have you guys had a chance to look at the Pirates from Bayport much?
We haven't seen them play in person. Obviously, you hang 35 on a defending state champ like Marquette, you're doing something right. And Coach Jorgensen, in his media availability on Sunday, he said, we're going to have to get our athletes in space. They're really good defensively. Give a lot of credit to Muskego and their culture and just the way Coach Krause runs things. They'll be prepared. I mean, they have some guys. They have Brady Moon in the backfield, who's, I believe, a 1,200-yard rusher. He didn't even really start the first 2 games of the year. They just kind of threw him in week 3, and he comes in and has 177 yards with 3 touchdowns. So, they got some guys that can move around the field. Thorpe, their top wideout, I believe, has over 50 catches and like 11 touchdowns this year, almost 1,000 yards receiving too, which is really tough at the high school level to have a 1,000-yard receiver. So they have some guys that can make plays and they can put some points on the board.
Every time I watch Muskego, it seems to me it's close at halftime, and their big boys up front start wearing out on you a little bit, and they seem to wear teams down. I think in that first half, I've got a feeling that they're going to put up some points in the first half on Bayport, and Bayport's going to have to score with them to keep it close in the first half. And it's going to be a really, really interesting game to me. I think that chess match between Jorgensen's, both of them on staff, Coach Krause and his staff, be really interested to see the kind of adjustments that these guys make. Going to be a fun, fun day. I'll tell you this, in a couple of minutes, kickoff with Catholic Memorial. Looking forward to that game. And then the Slinger Rice Lake game, I'm looking forward to that one as well. It's going to be a full day of me hanging out, watching my 24 and watching these games. Michael, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Mike. Always happy to help.
You bet. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Colonel Electric, home of the superheroes, and Cannon and Duffy, attorneys at law, helping clients for over 100 years. Thanks for watching. Coming up next is kickoff for the Division III state championship game as Catholic Memorial takes on Notre Dame, only on My 24.